There is a strange and beautiful moment in life when two hearts start thinking about each other without speaking, without seeing, without even knowing why. You feel a sudden warmth in your chest, and at that exact second, somewhere far away, their heart tightens too. You pause for a moment, wondering, why did they appear in my mind right now? But what you don't realize is this. When two souls are quietly being prepared for each other, their thoughts begin to travel in the same direction, their emotions start breathing in the same rhythm, and their hearts start whispering the same name at the same time. This is not fantasy. This is not imagination. This is destiny warming up before it reveals itself. Today, we will discover the 7 hidden signs that prove you both are thinking about each other at the exact same moment. Two hearts moving toward the same future without even realizing it. Lesson 1. The unplanned pull of the heart. The first hidden sign appears quietly, without drama and without warning. Your heart gets pulled toward them at a moment when it makes absolutely no sense. You might be in the middle of work, surrounded by people, lost in thoughts about your own life, and suddenly their name rises inside you like a soft echo that refuses to be ignored. It comes with a feeling not heavy, not painful, but strangely warm and comforting, as if your heart remembered something your mind forgot. This moment is not random. When a soul is connected to another in a meaningful, sincere, or destined way, the heart responds before the brain understands. It's a spiritual reaction, a silent tug, a reminder that someone out there is thinking of you at the same time. You're not chasing the thought. The thought is reaching for you. It flows into you naturally, without effort and without invitation. You may try to brush it off, convincing yourself it's just coincidence, but the timing is what makes it special. It always arrives at the exact second they think of you, a hidden synchronization that only two souls with genuine attachment experience. It feels like a magnetic pull, subtle but real, as if your heart is gently turning in the direction of theirs. And the more sincere the connection, the stronger this unplanned pull becomes. When this happens often, understand this. Your heart is not imagining anything. It is responding to a connection your soul already recognizes long before your life reveals the truth of it. Lesson 2. When their energy reaches you before their presence. The second hidden sign is harder to explain, yet almost everyone who has felt real spiritual connection understands it instantly. It is the moment when their energy arrives long before their message, their presence, or their voice. You might be sitting silently, not thinking about them, not checking your phone, not expecting anything, yet suddenly you feel a shift in the atmosphere around you. It's subtle, almost unnoticeable at first, but powerful enough that your chest becomes aware before your mind does. You may feel a soft wave of calmness wash over you, as if someone is gently thinking of you with kindness. Or you may feel a sudden heaviness, a quiet tension, as if they are worried, emotional, or longing for something they cannot say. This emotional shift is not your imagination. It is your heart reacting to their state, even when they are far away. Just as some people can sense when their loved ones are sad or happy without being told, two spiritually aligned hearts can sense each other's attention, and the timing of it makes it impossible to dismiss. You think of messaging them, but decide not to, and moments later, they appear online. You feel a wave of emotion for no reason, and a few minutes later, their message notification pops up. You're about to sleep, and something in your soul feels awake only to find out the next morning that they were thinking about you at that exact hour. The connection begins to feel like a quiet thread of light stretching between two hearts, carrying emotions, thoughts, worries, and unspoken feelings back and forth without any physical communication. This phenomenon isn't new. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam described how hearts are like soldiers. They recognize, attach, and respond to each other even before meeting physically. When two souls have compatibility or destiny tying them together, their inner worlds start moving in harmony long before anything worldly happens. This is why their aura, their presence, their emotional vibration can reach you from miles away. It's not telepathy, it's spiritual harmony. If you pay attention to this sign, you'll notice patterns. You sense them before they appear. You feel them before they speak. You absorb their emotions before you know what's happening in their life. And when this synchrony becomes frequent, consistent, and deeply emotional, understand that it's not one-sided. Your heart isn't reaching blindly. It is responding to someone who is thinking about you with sincerity, intensity, or longing. Destiny always whispers before it speaks. Energy always arrives before the person does, and hearts always connect before lives do. Lesson 3. The emotional mirror. The third hidden sign is one of the most powerful, because it touches a place inside you that you cannot control, pretend about, or explain logically. It is the moment when your emotions shift so suddenly, so intensely, and so without reason, that you stop and wonder, why am I feeling like this right now? You were fine a moment ago, moving through your day with ease, and then an invisible wave enters your heart, changing the entire atmosphere inside you. The heaviness doesn't belong to you. The sadness wasn't yours. The sudden peace didn't come from your own thoughts, yet you feel it as if it is your own. This is what happens when someone who is connected to your soul starts thinking of you deeply. Emotional energy travels faster than words, faster than messages, faster even than thoughts. Two hearts that share sincerity, longing, or destiny create a mirror effect. When one heart feels something intensely, the other heart absorbs the echo. You might not know what they're going through, but your chest feels it anyway, tightening when they are overwhelmed, softening when they feel warmth, becoming restless when their mind is restless, and calming instantly when their heart remembers you with affection. This emotional synchrony is not imagination or coincidence. It is one of the oldest signs of spiritual attachment. Mothers feel it with their children. Twins feel it even when continents apart. And two souls written to cross each other's paths feel it long before their story begins. You might find yourself emotional late at night without knowing why, only to discover later that they were struggling with something at that exact hour. You may feel a sudden burst of joy for no reason, as if light entered your heart from somewhere unseen. And later, you learn that they were thinking of you with happiness, gratitude, or hope. The spiritual world operates in ways that science still cannot measure. But the heart knows, the chest knows, the soul knows. When a connection is genuine, the emotional pathways between two people open without effort, carrying feelings back and forth like quiet winds moving through an unseen valley. And what makes this sign even more remarkable is its timing. You might go from calm to anxious in the middle of the day, not because something went wrong in your life, but because their thoughts of you were filled with worry, fear, or longing. You may go from anxious to peaceful because they suddenly remembered you with kindness or whispered a dua for your happiness. When someone's feelings about you are strong, sincere, and consistent, you begin to feel their emotional waves as if they rise from your own heart. Some people call it intuition, some call it sensitivity, but spiritually, it is the heart's way of saying, "This person is thinking of you right now," not casually, not lightly, but with a depth that touches your soul directly. When you experience this sign repeatedly, sudden emotions, unexplained heaviness, moments of quiet joy, sudden comfort, unexpected longing, understand that this is not an emotional accident. This is two hearts responding to each other silently, even when the world around them remains unaware. When someone's emotions begin to shape yours without a word being spoken, it means your souls are standing closer than your bodies ever have. Lesson 4. When destiny starts showing you the same signs at the same time, there comes a point in a spiritual connection where life itself begins to mirror the bond between two people. Not your imagination, not your wishful thinking, but the world around you shaping small, meaningful patterns that tie your hearts together in ways you cannot control. This is the moment when the signs you encounter are the same signs they encounter, when the reminders sent to you are the same reminders sent to them, and when the timings that show up for you match the timings that appear for them. It becomes so precise, so consistent, and so deeply personal that denying it becomes harder than accepting it. You might dream of them on a night when you were emotionally exhausted, only to find out later that they too dreamt something connected to you on that same night. You may pass by a place, a smell, a sound, or a moment that reminds you intensely of them, and without knowing it, they were thinking of you at that exact moment with the same intensity. You may reach for your phone to message them, hesitate, and then suddenly receive a message from them as if they heard your unspoken thought. These kinds of moments might seem small, but when they repeat themselves, they form a pattern that destiny designs with remarkable accuracy. This alignment doesn't happen between people who are just attracted or curious. It happens between souls that share a deeper spiritual sensitivity, a sensitivity that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam explained when he said that hearts recognize and connect before bodies ever meet. Two souls with a real, future-oriented connection start noticing the same things, feeling the same pull, and experiencing the same moments of realization because their journeys are quietly being brought into harmony. You might begin noticing numbers, timings, or symbols that appear repeatedly, not once, not twice, but so frequently that you begin to feel watched over rather than confused. At the same time, they experience the exact same repetitions, creating a shared spiritual language between your souls, even in silence. You might hear their favorite nasheed unexpectedly, see something that reminds you of their personality, or stumble upon a phrase that feels like a message for both of you. Without planning it, without coordinating it, and without speaking about it, your lives begin to reflect each other in the most intimate ways. This is one of the clearest signs that you are thinking of each other at the same time. Destiny begins to create echoes. You see something and they see something similar. You feel something and they feel the same. You get a sign and they get the matching one. It's like life is quietly placing puzzle pieces around both of you, hinting that a larger picture is forming even if you cannot see it yet. And what's even more profound is that these signs appear most strongly when your hearts are sincere, when your intentions are clean, when your connection is not based on desire alone, but on respect, care, and emotional truth. Spiritual signs do not appear to flatter your ego. They appear to prepare your heart. And when both hearts begin receiving the same signals, the same reminders, the same emotional triggers, it means your souls are being guided toward each other gently, slowly, silently. This is destiny in motion, This is the invisible choreography of two lives being aligned. This is a spiritual whisper telling you, without words, that someone out there is thinking of you at the same moment you think of them, and the universe is reflecting that shared thought back at both of you, so you don't miss it. When two people start seeing the same signs at the same time, it is never ordinary. It is a divine nudge, telling both hearts, you are walking toward the same future, even if you don't see each other yet. Lesson 5. When silence becomes loud. There is a moment in every deep spiritual connection when silence stops being peaceful and starts carrying weight. It begins as a soft discomfort, a faint pressure in your chest, an uneasiness that you can't fully explain. You sit quietly, but your heart feels loud. You try to focus on something else, but your mind keeps drifting in one direction. You attempt to distract yourself, but the same thought, the same name, the same feeling returns again and again, as if something inside your soul refuses to settle until you acknowledge it. This restlessness is not emotional weakness. It is the echo of someone else's longing reaching your heart. When a person thinks of you intensely, consistently, and with emotional depth, the connection between your souls becomes so strong that staying still becomes difficult. The heart picks up the energy, the longing, the unsent message, the unspoken thought. It reacts, not because you are unstable, but because someone out there is pulling on the invisible thread that links you. You might lie down at night, expecting your mind to calm down, but instead, the uneasiness grows stronger, as if your heart is searching for a voice, a message, a presence that is missing in that moment. Your thoughts wander toward them without permission. Your emotions become unsettled without warning. You feel like something is incomplete, as if a part of your chest is calling out into the night for a connection your soul recognizes. Many people experience this but misinterpret it as anxiety. But there's a clear difference. Emotional restlessness from stress feels heavy in the mind, while spiritual restlessness from connection feels heavy in the heart. It's not the kind of discomfort that comes from fear, it's the kind that comes from desire, longing, and the silent pull of another soul who cannot stop thinking of you either. This phenomenon has been described throughout centuries in spiritual literature. Lovers who genuinely cared for one another reported sensing each other's longing across valleys, across countries, across oceans. Scholars spoke of hearts that move in harmony even before the individuals themselves understand what binds them. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam taught that hearts which are connected in purity find each other even in the unseen. When the restlessness grows stronger at the exact moments when they miss you, think of you, or wish to hear from you, your heart responds. You may pick up your phone without knowing why. You may start typing a message but stop halfway. You may scroll through something and suddenly feel overwhelmed, not by the content, but by the feeling of their absence. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual sensitivity awakening. And what makes this sign so powerful is that it intensifies when the connection between two souls is mutual. If only one person is thinking deeply, the restlessness fades quickly. But when both souls think of each other at the same time, the silence becomes almost unbearable. Your chest feels tight, your breathing becomes shallow for a moment, and your heart seems to lean toward a direction you can't physically see, but spiritually feel. This is the heart's language. This is how the soul speaks. This is how destiny whispers before it reveals its story. The restlessness you feel is not emptiness. It is spiritual movement. It is the tug of connection. It is the emotional footprint of someone who carries your name in their thoughts at that exact moment. When silence becomes loud, when stillness becomes heavy, when your heart won't sit quietly inside your chest, understand that you're not the only one feeling it. Someone out there is thinking of you so deeply that your soul is responding to the pull, even if your mind can't explain it yet. Lesson 6. When paths collide without effort. There is a stage in every destined connection where your paths begin to collide without planning, without messaging, without coordination, and without any logical reason. You start noticing that every time you step into a certain moment, they appear there too, whether physically, emotionally, or digitally. These meetings are not dramatic or grand, but subtle, quiet, and repeatedly precise. And the more it happens, the more it becomes clear that something beyond your choices is weaving both of you into the same moments. Perhaps you open your phone casually, not expecting anything, and there they are active, recently online, or posting something at the exact moment your thoughts drifted toward them. You walk into a place you rarely visit, and somehow they pass by. Or you see a small reminder of them, as if life slipped their shadow into your world. You scroll through something mindlessly, only to have their content, their name, or something connected to them appear right when your heart feels restless. This isn't coincidence. Coincidence is rare. But repeated timing, repeated alignment, repeated closeness, repeated presence in the same moments, that is a spiritual sign of two souls moving closer under destiny's guidance. It is life whispering softly, "You are meant to recognize each other." These unplanned crossings become more frequent at specific times, when one of you is thinking deeply about the other, when emotions are heightened, when longing grows stronger, or when your souls begin syncing emotionally. You might think you accidentally chose that moment to be online, but in truth, your heart responded to their thoughts. You might think you randomly walked into that place, but your soul was pulled there by a force beyond your conscious mind. You might assume you checked your phone without reason, but the spiritual sensitivity inside you knew that their presence was near. There is a beautiful saying among scholars of the heart: destiny does not shout, it nudges. And the nudge often comes in the form of repeated closeness, small, almost invisible connections that happen just a little too perfectly to ignore. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam described how souls recognize each other long before the world introduces them. This recognition creates a subtle thread of familiarity, a pull, a comfort, a curiosity that feels almost divine. When two people are written to play a role in each other's lives, whether for love, growth, marriage, or spiritual awakening, their paths begin to bend toward each other, gently but unmistakably. You might find yourself thinking of them intensely, only to have them message you minutes later. You may spend the day fighting the urge to check on them, only to see their name appear the moment you open your screen. You may avoid a certain moment or place, but destiny redirects you until you walk right into it again. These are not your choices alone. These are movements guided by something deeper than desire. What makes this sign so powerful is the feeling that accompanies it. It never feels forced. It never feels planned. It feels like something flowing naturally, effortlessly, almost gracefully, as if the universe rearranges itself for both your paths to cross, even when neither of you has taken a deliberate step. Some call it fate, some call it intuition, but spiritually, it is the response of two hearts thinking of each other at the same moment. And the more the thoughts intensify, the more destiny accelerates these crossings. It's as if your lives begin orbiting each other without touching, circling closer and closer, until the distance becomes too small for coincidence to survive. When someone is meant for you, life will place them in front of you in ways that feel gentle but deeply meaningful. Two people who repeatedly cross paths without trying are not being guided by chance. They are being prepared for something written long before they knew it. Lesson 7. When your prayers carry their name without planning it. There is a stage in every true spiritual connection where the heart begins to reveal the truth long before the tongue does. You sit down to pray, seeking peace, healing, clarity, or strength. You fold your hands or raise them quietly, intending to speak only about your own worries. But somewhere between your heartbeats and your words, a name appears, their name. It enters your dua softly, almost unintentionally, as if your soul is speaking before your mind can censor it. You ask for their well-being, their healing, their protection, their success, their comfort, even if they have no idea that your heart carries such sincerity. This is not something you force. You don't plan it. You don't rehearse it. Their name simply rises from a place inside you that only truth can reach. This is the hidden sign, the moment when your dua includes them naturally, gently, almost instinctively. When someone becomes part of your prayer without you consciously deciding it, it means they have already entered a sacred space within your heart. You may even try to stop yourself, thinking, "Why am I praying for them? Why are they in my mind at this moment?" But your heart answers before your thoughts, because someone who is thinking of you deeply is being spiritually placed in front of your soul. Because dua is the place where the unseen world reveals the connections the physical world has not shown yet. Because your soul knows something your mind is still learning, and it doesn't stop there. You begin noticing that the more sincere your feelings become, the more naturally your prayers include them. When you ask for happiness, you wish it for them too. When you ask for guidance, you hope they receive the same light. When you ask for protection, you imagine their safety alongside yours. When you pray for ease, you long for them to find ease as well. It becomes clear that their presence in your life is not simply emotional, it is spiritual. This is one of the strongest signs that two people are thinking of each other at the same time. Souls meet in prayer long before they meet in life. In the unseen world, sincere feelings travel faster, deeper, and purer than any physical message. When your heart carries someone into your prayers, it is often because their heart carries you too, and the spiritual connection between you creates a silent harmony, a shared longing, a mutual hope. The scholars of the heart have always said that dua reveals what attachment hides. If someone's name appears in your prayers, it means your soul has accepted their presence without hesitation. And often, this only happens when the connection is mutual. You pray for them at the same time they are thinking of you. You ask for their peace at the same time they wish for yours. Your intentions stretch toward them at the same moment their thoughts stretch toward you. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam taught that when a believer prays for someone in their absence, angels respond with, "And may you receive the same." This means that every sincere dua you make for them travels back to you multiplied, gently binding two souls with kindness, mercy, and spiritual harmony. When your dua includes someone without effort, it means your destiny has begun to whisper their name. And when that dua feels peaceful instead of heavy, hopeful instead of painful, sincere instead of confusing, it means they are thinking of you too, and your souls are quietly moving toward each other in ways the physical world has not yet shown. Two hearts do not share prayers unless something real is unfolding beneath the surface. Dua is the final confirmation that thoughts, emotions, and destinies are aligning. My dear listener, if even a single one of these signs touched your heart, understand this truth gently. Two souls do not think of each other so intensely unless something meaningful is unfolding behind the scenes. The world may see nothing, your life may look ordinary, and you may feel unsure about what any of this means, but the heart knows what the eyes cannot see. When thoughts, emotions, dreams, signs, and prayers begin to echo in both directions, it is not coincidence. It is the unseen world preparing two hearts for the moment when destiny finally reveals its plan. Every connection written for you will arrive with peace, clarity, and sincerity. It will not rush you, confuse you, or make your heart feel lost. It will unfold exactly the way the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam taught us, slowly, gently, with wisdom, and at the perfect time, not when you want it, but when you are ready for it. So if your heart has felt these signs, do not fear them and do not run from them. Instead, protect your soul, purify your intention, and let your heart grow in patience. Because the story that is meant for you will never miss you, and the person who is written for you is already walking toward you, even if you cannot see their steps yet. And until the day both your paths finally meet, keep your heart soft, your character sincere, and your prayers steady, for dua is the bridge that unites souls long before life does. May your heart be guided toward what is written for you. May your soul be protected from what is not, and may the connection meant for you arrive in the most beautiful, peaceful, and divinely timed way.